So with all the drama going on at DC right now, with James Gunn basically nuking the entire franchise and wanting to start over from scratch, he has finally come out and started to respond to a lot of the rumors about the recasting, the attempts to explain changes he's making within the DCU. He's finally come out and started to make some comments regarding it, and it's actually really interesting stuff. And I didn't expect him to be so upfront. I thought he was going to remain more silent because he would want to actually start trying to make some plans and before he starts announcing things, obviously work through it. But apparently he's decided to come out and start responding to people, which I think is interesting. So we're going to get into the article, guys. This one is from good old Bounding Into Comics, and it says James Gunn responds to rumors regarding recasting and attempts to explain changes he's making within the DCU. DC Studios boss James Gunn recently responded to rumors regarding recasting of the DC live action characters, as well as explaining why he and Peter Safran are making the changes they are up for the DCU. One thing I want to note that I think it's interesting is that isn't it funny that James Gunn is the guy who's basically at the head of this all, even though James Gunn and Peter Safran are supposed to be kind of 50-50. James Gunn is basically the one that's in the news. James Gunn is essentially the one who is doing all the interviews. He's doing all the responses. He's doing all the talking, doing all the explaining. Peter Safran is kind of like in the background. He's not really like a 50-50, it looks like. I would say it's almost like 80-20. James Gunn having 80 and Peter Safran having 20 in terms of where this direction seems to be going. But I just find that interesting, something I wanted to point out. I don't know if you guys agree. You can let me know in the comments below. So it says Twitter user and scooper My Time to Shine recently claimed that Gunn and Safran will be recasting nearly the entire live action DC cast. He noted that Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Ezra Miller, Ray Fisher, Zachary Levi, and Jason Momoa will no longer be in the roles of Superman, Batman, The Flash, Cyborg, Shazam, and Aquaman. Wow, that is a major nuke. However, the scooper also indicated that Jennifer Holland, who plays Amelia Harcourt in the Suicide Squad, and Peacemaker will be returning. The scooper also claimed that the entire cast of the Suicide Squad, or what was left of it following the film, would return, including Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. Interesting. Interesting. That's so weird, man. You're taking all your big guys away, and I guess it has to do with money. It has to do with money. I don't believe it has anything to do anything other than money, because money is the prime reason why they're getting rid of all these big names, because they feel like they can hire much cheaper actors and get a similar result that warrants getting rid of big names like that. It says Gunn refuted this rumor, writing on Twitter that the Suicide Squad would indeed get recast, while also stating that previous live action actors will be staying on in their roles. Oh, okay, so they're not getting rid of Suicide Squad. I mean, they are getting rid of Suicide Squad. I'm so confused, man. There's so much going on right now with DC. It's nuts. User McLean tweeted to Gunn, who knows if it's true, but recasting all the main DCEU characters but keeping some will be interesting. How Peacemaker and SS characters actors live on, but the others don't, particularly when they have all interacted together. Gunn replied, I keep seeing posts with this untrue theory. We're not recasting everyone except the Suicide Squad. One character will be recast in Superman, and Henry Cavill announced that he would no longer be playing the character ahead of announcing a new live-action Warhammer 40,000 universe in partnership with Amazon across film and television. On December 14th, on Instagram, Cavill wrote, I have just had a meeting with... Okay, I went over this before in a previous video. He went on Instagram and basically said that he's no longer going to be Superman, which is insane because the studio literally told him, hey, go out there and make a post about how you are going to be playing Superman. So he did, and then literally a few weeks later, now he's got to make another post saying that he's not going to be playing Superman. So it's such a mind-blowing thing. I could not believe still to this day that actually happened. It says it's unclear what the fate of Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot are. Gadot seems indicated that she's still attached to the character earlier this month. She posted to Twitter on December 6th. A few years ago, it was announced that I was going to play Wonder Woman. I've been so grateful for the opportunity to play such an incredible, iconic character, and more than anything, I'm grateful for you, the fans. Can't wait to share her next chapter with you. Gunn previously claimed that they were trying to find a project for Affleck to direct, but has not commented on his role as Batman. Gunn wrote a few days later on Twitter, met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct, and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project. As for Miller, Momoa, Levy, and Fisher, it's been radio silence. However, Miller will be reprising his role as Barry Allen in the upcoming The Flash film. Momoa returns as Aquaman in the upcoming Aquaman and The Lost Kingdom, and Levy returns as Shazam in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Now, one thing I need to mention, it was mentioned on Saturday Night Hypnosis, right? So one thing I need to mention is what does these movies even matter anymore? Like, why does any of these movies matter anymore? If you're rebooting the entire DCU, right? Why would I want to go see the Flash film? Why would I want to go see the new Aquaman film? Why would I want to go see the new Shazam film? If you're getting rid of all of these characters, all these actors who are playing these characters, and none of this is anything that happens in these movies have no effect on the continuity, why would I want to go see them? Unless you are going to have them affect the continuity, which is going against what you were saying. So if we were to believe what's being said, why would I want to go see them? They serve no purpose. I'm not interested at all. I wasn't interested before. I'm definitely not interested now. So I just figured that was a little bit weird. And I figured I would get you guys' opinion on that. You can leave it in the comments down below what you think about that. It says it's possible the radio silence on these three is due to the upcoming film projects and Gunn doesn't want to hurt their box office potential. Yeah, well, that's probably it. However, that's pure conjecture. Nevertheless, Gunn did also attempt to provide an explanation for the changes that he and Peter Safran are making regarding the DCU. He wrote on Twitter, "One of the things Peter and I were aware of when we took the job as head of the DC studios was a certain minority of people online that could be, well, uproarious and unkind, to say the least." Oh, so we're a minority. So the people, so the fans that actually care are a minority. Okay, yeah, sure. Sure, tell that to Amazon and the Rings of Power. He continued, "Our choices for the DCU are based upon what we believe is best for the story and best for the DC characters who have been around for nearly 85 years. Perhaps these choices are great, perhaps not, but they are made with sincere hearts and integrity and always with the story in mind." That comment right there, that particular comment, I can respect that because we all make choices that aren't necessarily the best. Even though in our minds we may think it is the best, they're not necessarily the best, and we won't know until we make the choice. So I can respect that comment. I'll give him that. It says, "No one loves to be harassed or called names, but to be frank, we've been through significantly worse. Disrespectful outcry will never ever affect our actions," he tweeted. He went on, "We were aware that there would be a period of turbulence when we took this gig, and we knew we would sometimes have to make difficult and not so obvious choices, especially in the wake of the fractious nature of what has came before us." He concluded writing, "But this means little to us in comparison to our jobs as artists and custodians in helping to create a wide and wonderful future for DC." I hope it's true, man. I really hope it's true because honestly, DC needs some sort of real direction. DC is in such a mess cinematically that they just have no idea what they're doing. They really don't. And every single time they start making some traction and they start trying to make some sort of a continuity, they royally mess it up. They mess it up to the point where they have to reboot it now. Yet again, you have to reboot DC again, which is crazy. How many times are we going to reboot DC before people get sick of it? People are already sick of it. Nobody wants to deal with it. So if you're going to get people in the seats, you got to get some star power. And if you don't have any star power, that might work for a TV show, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to work for a movie, to be honest with you. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought of today's story, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.